Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Today I want to reflect on some readings about race, ethnicity, and health, specifically how disparities are identified and understood. This is such an important topic because how we measure disparities directly influences how we design solutions. The first question that we want to address is what was interesting or surprising about the reading. One of the most interesting points was the idea that determining when a difference becomes a disparity is not straightforward. A disparity isn't measured directly. It's often defined statistically as the difference that remains between two groups after adjusting for factors like socioeconomic position, education, or living conditions. That was surprising to me because it highlights how complicated it is to disentangle race from the structural factors that intersect it. Race isn't just a standalone demographic. It's linked to housing, income, education, stress, and even neighborhood safety. So deciding what counts as a disparity involves choices about what to adjust for, and those choices shape the story that we tell about the inequity. The second question that we want to address is how can I use this information now in my research? In my own research, especially in maternal child health, this pushes me to think critically about study design. If I'm evaluating postpartum outcomes, for example, should I control for socioeconomic status? If I do, I risk masking how systemic racism shapes both income and health. If I don't, I might overstate the role of race without showing the structural mechanisms behind it. Here's a practical example. If I'm studying access to immediate postpartum contraception, I might find that white women and black women have different uptake rates. But if I control for hospital location, transportation, or insurance type, the disparity might shrink. That doesn't mean that racism isn't at play. It means the disparity is expressed through structural factors. This tells me I can't just run numbers without reflecting on what my statistical choices imply. As a researcher, I need to design studies that make inequities visible rather than hiding them behind adjustments. The third question that we want to answer is what do I want to remember in 5 years? 5 years from now, I want to remember that disparities are not neutral. They're framed by researcher decisions. Race and ethnicity aren't just demographic boxes. They're lived experiences shaped by systemic inequalities. I want to hold on to the reminder that numbers are never the full story. Behind every statistical differences are lives, histories, and structures that shape health outcomes. As I continue my career, I want to use disparities research not only to describe differences, but also to drive solutions, whether that's influencing policy, guiding health programs, or shaping culturally responsive interventions. So in short, disparities are more than statistics. Study design shapes what we see, and our responsibility is to keep structural inequities in focus. That's what I found surprising, how I plan to use this now, and what I want to carry forward long term. And I'll close with this conversation about race, ethnicity, and health are not easy, but they are necessary. It's not enough to say that there are differences. We have to ask why those differences exist and what systems sustain them. If we can keep that mindset, then our research won't just stop at describing problems. It will contribute to building solutions that make healthcare more just, more accessible, and more equitable. That's the type of impact that I hope to make, and the reminder that I want to carry with me as I move forward with my career. Thank you.